Namaha. Mahesh asked me to give a benediction address. I think it's a benediction for me to be here today. God's benediction to me that He has brought me here today to see how all of you all are so courageously following the path which you have chosen, to see especially Madhu, who has put aside her disability and achieved so much, much more than what I could think I could achieve in this lifetime. And the confidence with which she talks, the way in which she looks to the good of the people who are with her. It's been a great learning experience for me. To see how from such humble beginnings she has been able to create such a good institution. I had heard of this institution before I came. They said that they want to arrange a visit and I was very happy. All of you all are studying here, learning here. And from her example, you know that it is possible to achieve many things. What I particularly appreciated was that you all are being taught to become independent, because that is something which is absolutely, it's the greatest blessing of God, being independent. A great poet said that the worst thing that could happen to anybody is to be dependent on another person. And this institution is making you all independent, which is a very great thing, a great blessing for them. And as you all are becoming independent and you are all achieving in your lives, whatever it is, it's not a question of what you're going to achieve in your life. Are you going to become a CEO? Are you going to become a... it doesn't matter what you're going to achieve. But if you're going to be able to look after yourselves and be confident and not bitter, then that's a great... you will become a great inspiration for other people, whether they are sighted or whether they are not. For me, Miss Madhu is an inspiration because of her practical approach. Similarly, for other people, you will all be an inspiration. But at times, everybody does feel low, they feel unhappy. And at that time, sometimes the thought may come to you all, so why is this happening to me? Why should I not have sight and why should other people have sight? I am a good person, I have not done any harm, yet I have been deprived of this. And people who are evil are happy and they have so many things they can do. For that, one must accept certain things. One is that is why the world has no justice. God is the soul of justice. And if this has happened to you, there are two things. One is that God, that something in a previous birth has been done that has brought you to this position. But then also that you have the ability to transcend this condition. See, there's a story of a rishi. He was told to go to death. So when he was going to see Yama, who was the king of death, he said, among many I am the first, among many I am the second. What is it that God wants me to achieve by sending me here? So, like that, you all must look for the purpose of your existence. Why am I here? What am I going to do with my life? Don't look back, look forward, what you could do. By the grace of God, though you have this karma to be visually impaired, He's allowing you to exhaust it in a situation where you can learn, where you can become independent and you can progress. His support is there with you, and you can not only achieve great things, God's pleasure, where each time you achieve, take a step, is going to be much more, much greater than when other people don't, because you have transcended. You have gone beyond something a situation which was difficult, and you have achieved something. So when I see Madhu ji, she has achieved so much, and there are a lot of people who have achieved, who have created institutions, who have built up things from scratch like how she has. But she has transcended, so therefore it's a greater achievement in her case. Similarly, all of you all will be inspirations for future generations. Even if you are not going to be a Madhu singer, you might in your way inspire one person. If you can inspire one person, that itself is a great blessing. Sri Krishna says, Nahi kalyanakrit durgatim tati gacchati. The person who does good, no bad will happen to him, and God will always look after him. So all of you all should think that you are finishing off some difficult periods, some difficult times in this birth, and then in the next birth you will be able to achieve greater things because you have got discipline now. You have learned discipline in this life. You have learned imagination, how to move ahead, how to do things. All this you have learned under very, what should I say, not only noble, also a very forward thinking. She is able to transcend her difficulties because she is able to think ahead what she should do. What is it that God wants me to achieve? She was able to think if she has achieved something stupendous. So, you all have an Acharya like this before you, who is taking you on the road to fulfillment. So with Sadhguru's blessings and the blessings of Sri Bhagavan, remember he is always with you and he is always there to help you. You just have to ask him. From somewhere, something will come which will help you. And finally, for those teachers who are working here, I can only express my admiration that you all have left less conventional, more conventional forms of employment or service, whatever you want to call it. I think service is more appropriate. And you have come here and you are helping people. And I hope that Sri Bhagavan's and Sri Sadhguru's grace will be with all of you all, the founder, people working here, and the students of this institution, and that He blesses you all in every way. Gnanananda Sri Sathguru Namaste Sri Krishna.
Swamiji, please guide us how we can go further and further to do some good work in our life. Who can show us the way to go further and never get angry? We must take a correct path to go further. So we need some person who can guide us. Who can be our guide?
Each person, according to their karma, finds a guide, a guru. But for everybody, Sri Krishna is the guide. He is a person who, we are talking about the challenges, makes us a better person. Sri Krishna has, by his name itself, when we say his name, Krishna's name itself, when we think of him, that itself makes us feel happy. That itself will give us happiness. When we have difficulties, all we have to say is Krishnaya Namaha, Krishnaya Namaha. That itself will make us happy. And thinking of him, his life, how much he had to suffer in his life, and the sacrifices he made for everybody else. He could have made himself into a king. He was a powerful person. He could have had a very comfortable life. He sacrificed all that for the sake of the country, for the sake of people, and for the sake of Dharma. So when we think of how much, suppose somebody speaks badly to us, then we get hurt. Krishna said that the arrows which are put onto us outside, on the external body, that doesn't hurt as much as the arrows that are shot with words, which stay in our mind afterwards. The person who speaks badly, he goes on his way, and we live with this memory of the hurt, the insult. All of us have been, at some time of our life, been treated badly, and we remember those words and it stays for a long time. But what Krishna says is to remember God at that time, and don't allow that thought to remain in your mind. Unhappy thoughts, thoughts of worry, all these, don't let them stay in your heart. At that time, you try and think of something else. And then we must immediately take the thought out. And when we get angry with somebody, we just think of Krishna. He had so much reason to be angry with people, but he was always loving, he was always friendly, he was always blessing people. So we are all born from the same land that he is born. So definitely we will be able to also achieve as much as he did.
Thank you. Thank you.
One block?
Yes. Swamiji, I have one question. Some are very much blessed and always happy. Some are always crying and unblessed. Why is Bharati?
Happiness and unhappiness are not based on our situations, it's based on our minds. Some of us are not able to take even a small setback. Some of us, we have so many difficulties, but we are able to manage and we are smiling. You see people, a man working on the road, he can't afford anything except his food. But some of them, we can see him, he'll be whistling, he'll be singing, he'll be happy as he's working. But sometimes there are people who spend thousands of rupees on their clothes because they think that's a nice thing to do. They have so much money, but they aren't happy about it. So being blessed and being happy is not from the circumstances in which you live. It's how you live your life. Are you happy? It is because you are able to take your mind off whatever difficulties you have. Some of us, even a small difficulty, even if a bus doesn't come on time, every time I go to the bus stand, the bus is late. That's how they think. Some people, whatever difficulties they come, this is happening, this is what is to be expected in life, but then they think of happy things. So it is not your troubles, but how you react to your troubles. That's what gives you happiness and unhappiness.
Swamiji, give us some message to our students.
The message which is most cheering is that God is always with you. And that thought of God, when you do something, you just think, can I offer this action to God? Can I tell God, today I did this, today I did that? Can I tell Him that and will He be happy with me? So this thought of God, let God manage your life. This thought of God, let it manage your life. The basic thing in your life, let that be, can I offer this to God? Can I have what I have done today? Will God be happy with me? You just think of that. Weigh all your actions in that. Keep all your actions in that standard. That can it be offered to God or not? When you look at your actions with that viewpoint, not only will you not do wrong, you will also be happy always. Because that's something which makes God happy. And then when God's happy, you will automatically become happy. His grace will be upon you. His blessings will be upon you.